Mr. Edwards, it's the curious case of Brandon Banks. Where has he been? He's missed over a week of training camp.
Well, still dealing with that family law issue down in the U.S. Talked to Kent Austin about it on Monday. Still no updates, still no ETA on Brandon Banks. I don't think this is an issue quite yet, Justin, in that Banks is a veteran guy, played a ton, probably doesn't need to be at training camp, knows the system, but at some point in time, his absence is going to become an issue. And Austin said something interesting on Monday. He said, we're focused on the guys that are here and making our team better. That's the first time I've heard anyone from the organization sort of, talk about the fact that they're not necessarily moving on from Banks, but certainly preparing for the possibility that he won't be here to start the season.
And the fact that Ken Austin, too, said he doesn't have an ETA of when he'll arrive, Drew, that sort of sticks out to me. Now, speaking of guys whose careers have ended and their time in the CFL has ended, been a few retirements of late, Drew. We had Dominic Picard out in Montreal, Ryan Hines in Ottawa, and the latest, Lavelle Hawkins, who seemed to be coming off a pretty good finish to the season for the Lions in 2015. Now he's done too. He says he just doesn't have the spark for the game. What do you attribute all these retirements to?
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if it's part of it is just the attrition that you get during the football season, but I do also wonder if guys are starting to pay more attention to the headlines around the long-term effects of football. There's always the issue in the CFL of what guys are getting paid, and so when you start to combine those factors, well, I'm not making a ton of money, I'm concerned about my health in the long term, and I'm not necessarily enjoying this as much as I used to, those things in combination, I think, can be factors. Now, I don't think you want to apply general thinking to specific cases, but I think we are starting to see a trend both in the CFL and the NFL of guys maybe leaving before you think they would otherwise.
And guys getting the start in their next careers. I believe Ryan Hines has retired from football because he's going to go on and become a doctor. So you're not going to get hit and have that head banged around, obviously, if you're, your standard family doctor. So maybe that's part of the reason that plays into it as well.
Perhaps we all could use a career change, Justin. Then we wouldn't have to do videos like this and make fun of each other and grow ridiculous beards. We could do other stuff Yeah, no, I'm only qualified to do this, yeah.
Well, we don't all have to grow ridiculous beards, just some of us.
Fair.